morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who all's here? Coming in hot today. SJ first in, Ricky, Justin, Duncan is here. Hello. New person, Super Gooch Cougar. That's a new person.
All right, Super Gooch.
Super Gooch, welcome. You got Tom's attention. He's always down for a you love cougars. And you're peak cougar smashing fit. You're cougar smash fit right now. You're ready to fuck some cougs. You ready to doog some cougs?
I like an older lady.
I do too. You look like a cougar smasher, but I don't because I look too much like a cougar. I look closer to their age because I look old and wispy now.
Yeah.
I'm losing sexual appeal, so that's fine. I don't need it.
Well, you're married, you know.
Yeah. I know. But you go through
I
phases.
do a lot of hard work.
You go through phases.
Seemingly for nothing because I've been married for 20 years, and there's, I think my wife would, be the same whether I'm fit or not, as far as like being interested in me.
Right.
She's not really that
maybe
interested.
it's not for you or for her. Maybe it's for you. Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe it gives you more. Like for me, I know when I look better during sex because I'm looking at myself. I'm not looking at her. I look at how my body moves.
We're
trying to warm up. This is a warm up. It's an early warm up.
I tell Crystal all the time, I'm like, the only thing that matters is what other people think. Okay. And she gets so mad at this because, because she's like, no, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And I'm like, but here's why it does, is because the people around you, their opinion of you is more likely to be the truth because it's multiple people, and hive intelligence is proven to be smarter than individual. Plus,
sounds like just such a horrible conversation.
Well, that's what she says.
Like, Jesus.
Well, this always you're the only one I can talk to.
Okay, I'm telling you the truth. You know what? You should have told me that I'm just supposed to listen, not react.
Yeah. No, you can react.
We could do the thing that they do in the
I know
put your hands out. I put my hands on your hands and I go, you are heard.
No, I don't want to be heard.
Heard.
I understand it's ridiculous, but this is how I'm like, because your own opinion about who you are and like who you think you are is skewed by so many things inside your brain, and it's flawed, that the only true opinion of who you are as a person are your friends and family and people around you.
Well, it'd have to be people that love you.
Yeah. Well, no, that's skewed. That's bias.
But also so is the person that absolutely hates you for no reason.
Well, no, actually, no. I'm just saying that the dealings of anybody just in your environment.
But your theory's flawed because people that have an opinion of you can have an opinion of you that's just as flawed as the opinion would lean towards love.
No, yeah, one person, but the collective opinion. That's
but it's impossible to get a sample side of the collective. You can get, I guess you can get as close as you think you can get. But even then, how do you weigh it correctly? What you're asking for, I think, is seemingly impossible to even detect. Because a sample size in one area may not be accurate because the people that like you more are in the other area that you're not sampling. So how do you figure it out?
Well, it's impossible to figure out because who's going to take a poll of everybody around you and then just, figure out who, it's just in general, I'm saying, in general. It's hard to quantify because you can't test it or, start taking polls of whatever. It's not like a meter that you could put everybody in a room, anybody that
like
has
a personal people meter.
That would actually work if you put everybody in a room that has any contact with you on a daily basis, friends, family, coworkers, any acquaintances, and then have them do,
like a survey,
some sort of like, hey, what do you think?
It'd have to be anonymous.
Yeah, it'd have to be anonymous, and then
you could probably get pretty close.
But all those people, and then whatever that data is, that's more real than your own opinion on yourself or who you think you are.
Well, yeah, it's more, but there are people that have good and accurate depictions of what they are. Like they know. That's
hard.
It is hard, but that's what. But that's
I think that's rare.
But that's what you try to work for, right? That's the goal. The goal is to have a reasonable have self-awareness, but also have confidence. You want a little of both, right?
Yeah. But it's just that, like, who you are as a person, that's real hard to gauge, because sometimes who you are as a person is just inherently not good. And that's hard for people to accept. And I'm accepting that for myself, because I realize I'm like, I'm not.
But ultimate acceptance of that without exhausting all abilities to try to be better.
You can always.
That's not smart.
You can always try to be better.
That's not even logical.
No, you can try to be better, but
you're in a serious mood today. I like it.
No, actually not. All this is just fucking around.
Let's get serious. All right. Voicemails and emails are loaded. Hopefully, they're not serious. But maybe you guys like serious. I like serious. I like SiriusXM. What'd you think of old Stern moving back his announcement? There's a good segue.
Oh, let's talk about that.
It's supposed to be September 2nd. He moved it back to the 8th, so we got to wait until Monday.
It's all fake. Not only is it fake and just for promotion, it all doesn't even matter. Let's talk about that. This is a good, because I thought about this the other day.
All right. Where's this code? This is like a 3, right?
No, this is Thursday 1.
Thursday 1. All right, here we go.
Tonight 1.
In 3, 2. It is a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. So a couple things are Bad at Business Beer Fest and Sofa and Suds are coming up on November 22nd, 23rd. Free Beer Fest, street party. We got live music, Silver Linings Band. We got DJ out there. We've got a ton of different vendors that are coming out, our partners. I know, a bunch of our sponsors are showing up, all courtesy of, Just Call Mo, Mo DeWitt.
And we love us some Mo. And you mentioned Silver Linings Band. I just want to, if we can rewind for just a touch, those guys are so good. It's like they're the band that you go and you see and you're like, well, who the hell is this? They can play every song made. They know they'll take requests. They'll do a Tom and Dan song if we ask them to. They're so good. So we're really trying to keep the entertainment and the family vibes and the pet-friendly vibes and the fun Sanford vibes, keep it real high. Really awesome.
We're running a promotion with the Pinball Dudes that if you purchase a pinball machine from the Pinball Dudes, first free delivery and free setup anywhere in Florida. You can go on their website, see all the pinball machines they have to offer. There's some cool ones. There are different band theme ones. There's Marvel. There's Jaws. Like movies.
Well, if they make it though, the Pinball Dudes, they'll try and find it for you. I mean, that's what they specialize in, is finding that stuff.
So if you want to get a pinball machine for a loved one for the holidays or anywhere coming up soon,
great gift.
We will also, that person, if they're a fan of the show, they can come into the studio. Private meet and greet with Tom and Dan, and you could play some pinball with us. We'll have some drinks.
I like that.
And you could watch a show. And so that is part of.
Somebody in the chat room said, if we buy a pinball machine, can Dan come over and play it? Yeah,
yes.
I'll throw that in. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't I?
If you live in Central Florida, 100%, we will come to your house and play with you.
I'll take it further.
Yeah.
I want to make this. I want to put some skin in the game.
Yeah.
100 miles because I could get there.
100 miles.
Yeah, I could get there and back on one charge.
Round trip though. We'll do 50.
No,
50.
I'll do 100 and I'll do 100.
I'll do 100 miles.
Yeah, I don't even have to drive. I'll just let the car do it. It's so easy.
Yeah,
I'll just answer emails. It's going down the road.
It is
very reckless.
Yeah.
Very reckless. But I'll just let it. I'm just saying for me. I don't want to say for you. You could be 50 miles. I'm 100 miles.
No, we're going together.
They call me 100-mile Dan.
I guess, having the ability for Daniel's car just to drive.
It changes it.
It does change
I ask you all the time. Now you've found out my my little secret. I ask you all the time. It doesn't matter what the stupid thing is. I'm like, I'll drive that to Sanford. Oh, we got new pins for Hollerbox. I'll drive them to Sanford. Oh, you want me to pick up the Shark Week trophy? I'll drive to Sanford. I don't care because I'm not driving. I'm not doing anything. I just sit in the car and it drives me there, and I just listen to music I like. It's a way different experience.
If I didn't have to tow my boat and trailers and RVs and all this stuff, I'd get a Tesla too.
I think you can still tow.
Not that big, not a boat.
It's got a pretty high towing capacity.
Yeah, no. It's I've looked into it, and it won't do like a boat.
It'll pull your boat.
I don't think it's recommended for that.
I don't know.
yeah,
Hold on. I want to be right on one of these because you're so certain on knowing everything, and I want to be right on one of these.
I'll bet $100 right now.
$100. Okay.
You want to bet?
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, it's $100.
Yeah. Then I don't. Because I got a.
How much is your boat?
I don't know how much it weighs. A 22-foot Hurricane sun deck.
Deck boat, right?
Yeah, sun deck. But don't look up the dry weight. You got to look at the wet weight. Full of gas. Holds 42 gallons. Non-ethanol. That's how you keep it running.
Okay, let's see. Because I always thought that it had a pretty high towing capacity.
Yeah, I mean, I got a.
With 20-inch wheels, it has a 5,000-pound towing capacity.
It's got to be more than that. I mean, because
I guess Chevy, it probably won't do it.
$100.
Right, you can take it right out of the business account. That's totally fine with me.
So
if this is what it's like to live afternoons in the van household, this is what it's like. Nightmares.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That my personality that I was born with is not good.
Yeah, I'm with Crystal now. You have to change it. You absolutely have to change it.
No, you can't change it. So who you are, who you are. You just got to admit that you're not a likable person to be around for the most part.
Let's do some voicemails.
Which is weird because we got thousands of listeners and they must like it a little bit. Or they like to make fun of me.
No,
who cares?
I think they like it. It doesn't matter.
Business is business. Let's talk about Howard Stern retiring.
Oh, yeah. Because he was supposed to announce on September 2nd, which was, 2 days ago, coming back from vacation. He was supposed to announce his big new contract with SiriusXM. And the future of the show, staffers were rumored to have been, looking for new jobs. It was a mess.
Yeah, well, I thought that he was going to announce, or Sirius was dropping him. That was already the news, right? Like, they're not re-upping him?
I don't think that's news. I think that's what everybody's assuming. There's been no, I think, substantial, I don't think Sirius or Stern have said on the record.
This is 100% happening.
He's done. I think his contract is up. We know he's making an announcement. We know that other podcasts and shows like Who's Your Daddy and the ones that are more popular now, they did get big contracts. So all arrows are pointing at something happening.
So when I see this, to me, it doesn't matter, especially when you're that big and you have the money to just, he already has his own studio. He already owns it. He pays all his employees. Like part of that contract was here's $500 million, but you are in charge of producing the content. We just get it from you, right? And so it's like all your employees, everybody who's in charge of doing your show and making the finished product, that's on you. So essentially, he already has the capability to do all that, right? Of course, he's a multi-millionaire, $100 million house, or property or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So it's meaningless to me who is distributing your content at this point in time in 2025 because he could just distribute it on his own app or the internet or YouTube or whatever, and anybody can consume it.
Yes.
So whoever's,
but will they? That's the question.
Yeah, but it would.
And I don't think like losing the switch. And what I mean by the switch is Sirius is the switch, right? Like he's already on there. I think when you lose the switch, like when you take away something that's super easy for people, and then they have to go and now put more effort into a new thing. Yeah. I think right off the jump, no matter what you say, you lose a certain level of people that are not going to come back just because decision fatigue, whatever you want to call it, they're just not coming back. Now, would it be easier for him to stay and keep his audience? Yes, because I don't think in my mind, there's no play of him leaving, getting an app, asking his audience that's already there to come to this new app, and he gets more. That'll never happen.
Yeah,
they won't get more.
But that tells me that the reality of your audience. I mean, because to me, if I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, you leave Sirius and you just start, distributing your show podcasts via the internet in one way or the other. Like everybody's got a smartphone. If anybody wanted to listen, if you you listen to Howard Stern on Sirius every morning. If you are not a big enough fan to then be like, oh, he's off of Sirius. To go, if you have Sirius, you probably have at least a card that's older than 2010 or something. You know, that's like less than
Yeah.
15 years old or
Yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying?
It's still an add-on now, even though it's on the, it's on the way back down, but people are still adding it on cars.
So what you have some sort of Bluetooth ability if your phone can stream to your radio or whatever. If you can't go download that free Howard Stern app, which is one click on your app store, or, you already have Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or whatever, you can't just click one button, then how much did you like them? Then it's, there's no barrier to entry.
It is. I am of the opinion right now that is where we are with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, I think,
who cares that they drop him on he could easily just do a show and immediately anybody who wanted to listen, one click.
No, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't do that. And
Okay.
I love Howard Stern. I love the nostalgia of it, and at one time he was my number one.
Okay.
But I'm not, there's too much out there. I'm not willing to, go and download one more thing and go through and put in my email address and subscribe to this. I'm just like, well, it's got to go. It's fine.
You don't have to email. You don't have to subscribe. You just one button.
But I'm not going to
demand.
download a new thing. And I think there are a lot of people that wouldn't do that. But
you already have Apple Podcasts.
It's the same reverse as it's the same reverse as the Planet Fitness thing. It's exactly the same as that. It's like I'm okay with just he fell off Sirius. Well, there's other stuff on Sirius. I don't even go to his channels that much.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it. I just wouldn't do it.
So they don't like them. Then.
No. I think a lot of people. There's so much content in the world. I think it happens to our show. That where people are just like, where they're like, our app updates and you need to update the app. It's too much content out there. Something's got to fall.
Well,
I think
to me that then your audience then doesn't like you that much.
Well, I mean, there's
different
different variations of your audience. Not everybody's a fanatic, right?
Well,
not every person is going to put in the same level of effort. That's impossible.
No, I know that, but
so you're going to have your P1s. You use that term all the time. So you're going to have your guys, your P1s. Sure, they're going to do anything for you. Put in your email address, sign up for your newsletter, download your app. They're going to do it all.
Yeah.
But as content, and there's so much out there, and you can't consume all of it. For me, I get fatigued, and there's certain things I go through waves of even musical styles I'm into, and if it's too much, it's just too much. Or you switch and make it less easy for me to consume it. Well, I'm gone.
Yeah. Well, that's bizarre to me because it's so. If you are a daily listener, right? He does a daily show. So, like, there's some podcasts I listen to.
I'm not a daily listener of Stern.
Okay, well, then it's a flipping anyway. It's like, there's like...
I'm a fan of Stern, and I go to his channels and I listen to it. But if it falls away, it falls away. I do that with most shows. I mean, like, if you make it...
But it's so easy to listen to him if you wanted to.
I do it with sports.
One click.
I want to watch... No, at Orlando, it's what I'm explaining is people already do, and it's not bizarre. It's like, I want to watch that Orlando City Cup match. I love Orlando City. They're my team. I bleed purple. Work for the team. It's on ESPN Plus. I got to download that app. I got to subscribe to this. It's still free. I just got to log. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that.
That's harder than just clicking on a podcast because I assume a lot of people.
Well, Stern's not going to ask for your email, make you download a brand new app. Of course he is. It's the same thing. You're not going to want to do it. Well, or some people aren't going to want to do it.
Yeah, no, I understand but it's like what I don't understand is if you listen to Howard Stern on Sirius and you listen to him every day, and then he's off Sirius and he's like, where is he? He's on Apple Podcasts and here's his podcast. Same day, I just click on it, one click, and then I'm broadcasting through my radio.
You mean like the source is exactly the same place?
Well, it's like such an easy way. It's not like I got to subscribe to some other new thing or whatever like that. I understand. Like maybe people are like, I'm not doing that.
Well, if he's off Sirius, he's off Sirius. How is he going to broadcast
on the internet?
But it's not the same. It's not having it come directly into your radio. You're simplifying it too easily just to like dismiss it. Even in my car, I have every single thing streaming in my car you could possibly have.
Yeah.
But it's so complicated. You have to QR code this to log in. You got to get this to log in. You got to put this email address to log in. It's not that easy. What I'm saying is when you take away that just turn it on and go, and that's what they're going to do. It's not going to be just walk over, click the button, and it turns on. It's not going to be that. It never is. They always make you sign up for stuff.
We're a podcast. Put it on Apple Podcasts.
He's not going to do that. He's already had all of his stuff locked down. Why would he suddenly give all of his content for free on Apple Podcasts? He owns all of his stuff. He's the biggest paywall broadcaster I've ever seen. All of his stuff he owns it.
You'd advertise on it. You know, they once you go through the paywall or stop doing the paywall, then you have to start doing advertising, which he's familiar with, the regular broadcasting. You run commercials or whatever. Yeah. So it's weird anytime it's like, oh, this person's leaving or is going to be off this network or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, but they could just do a show and anybody can consume it.
I wish I thought it worked that easily, but I don't think it does. But I mean, maybe it will.
I mean, it was literally our business, you know.
No, I know, but it was easier. It wasn't as easy for people to find me. They had to do a little bit of digging to find me. They did eventually find me, but there are still people that say, "Hey, man, I missed you on the Monsters." I still get people that say that.
Yeah. Well,
and that proves to me that it's not as easy as you're saying, or at least in my opinion.
Okay, yeah. I don't. It was bizarre that it was even a big deal that he was getting kicked off. They're like, oh, he's gone, and it's like you can't be gone nowadays.
It's not. But again, it's not. I also think that got politicized because remember, everybody started grabbing it and saying like, oh, look, the mighty has fallen because he went woke. You know, you go woke, you go broke. They were kind of running there with that narrative, right? I don't think any of it's real. None of it ever has been. He probably will get a deal, and I think you even said this. He probably will get a deal from Sirius. It's not going to be huge, right? And he's just drawing it out because he can, and we'll see on the 8th what he says. But
just getting publicity out of it.
It
seemed like a nothing.
And he probably will lock it down. I imagine if he were smart and wants to continue to do it, you will be right. He will own his own content and do it. I just think he's going to lose some listeners even more than he already has now because it's like I have no effort left.
Well, who knows how many people were even listening to begin with because they don't release those numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because it's underneath Sirius's, it's not public. So who the hell knows what his actual numbers, because I'm pretty sure they have the ability to see exactly
who They tried to say last week, didn't they say that it was, at one time, it was in the millions, and then as of now, the active listeners is in the hundreds of thousands?
Yeah.
Which is still a lot.
Yeah. To me, though, it just, we live in a society where there is no going away. You could always have a voice or you could always put yourself out there as an entertainer, especially if you already are established. You know, because then you already have the infrastructure to just put yourself out on the internet, YouTube, all these places that anybody can consume your content. And a lot of times, like with a podcast, it's a one-click play. You know,
it can be, but you got people that have these massive platforms that go on like YouTubes or Twitches or Kick, right? And they're streamers and they're streaming to millions of people, but they're breaking guidelines, and then they're getting those type of areas, you know, or streaming companies taken away from them. So
if you can't stream, then you're really screwed.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like you can lose the ability, the freedom to do that sort of thing. You know, I mean, and that's why you see a lot of streamers that are trying to be careful. Would you like to do a couple of voicemails before we close out this segment? This one I found really interesting because I don't believe we talked about it, but I know we had it on the list to talk about the Dwayne Wade statue in Miami, and it was months ago.
Yeah. We talked about when it came out. It looked statues are hard.
Yeah. Well, here.
Hey guys, it is Bubble Bath Billy. I'm sure you guys talked about the terrible Dwayne Wade statue, you know, that was unveiled a while back, and the Ronaldo statue that looks nothing like him. And the question is always, how does that even happen? How do you put out a statue that looks so terrible, looks nothing like him? I'm sure you probably saw that Tom Brady had a new statue unveiled this week in New England outside the stadium. And it looks pretty good. It looks, like his face.
Did you see it?
I
thought it looked pretty cool.
I saw an interview with Robert Kraft when they were asking him, are you going to put a Belichick statue? And then he started like, him in the hall. He was like, like, they deny. I guess he wasn't prepared, but it looked like the answer was no.
They put him on the spot, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see what he says.
In terms of being made out of metal. And I saw this short 10-minute documentary on YouTube about the process of making that statue. And they go through so many iterations. They make like a computer model. They review hundreds of pictures. They make like a 6-inch or foot-tall version. Then they make a 3-foot tall version. Then they make multiple castings to do the tall. Anyway, long story short, and through the whole process, there's tons of meetings. You see them actually meeting, in Robert Kraft's office and meeting with the brand team at the Patriots. Everyone's reviewing it, signing off on it. So then it's like the question is, what the hell happened to the other statues? Where did that process break down? Tom, how do you put out a statue that looks nothing like the person?
Well, they did it with the Martin Luther King statue in Winter Park, too. Remember where they gave him, like, mambo arms?
Yeah, but I'm starting to think the story of it is not... Okay, because the guy's right. This statue...
You're working it out. Tell me.
Well, this statue, there's been miniatures and all this stuff. It's been approved throughout the process where everybody knew what it looked like. It's not like they lifted the sheet and they're like, whoa, what the hell is this? Like, everybody who approved it, who was in that approval process, already knew what it looked like for months or even years. Who the hell knows
years.
how? But it's like, so it's like...
I don't think it's not a quick process.
It's not a surprise
No.
either. So it's like, and then it only becomes a story when they unveil it, because the story gets clicks. So you have to make the story like, look at its arms, it's weird, or look how weird the statue looks, and then everybody's like, comments, it is weird, and then they're fighting like, oh no, and then
I love it.
and then so
then they politicize it, then they yell at each other.
all doesn't
then there's
matter.
a murder. Then there's a murder that happens.
It all doesn't matter, and it's all fake.
Yeah.
Every like the Cracker Barrel thing, they never were going to change the logo. It's all fake. It's all for publicity.
I think I realized this.
You can manipulate the media and social media can be manipulated so easy nowadays.
Was it James Corden that did that to Beckham as a prank, a fake prank?
Like a
Okay, I think,
Bobo
and he's
statue?
not well liked, but the British talk show host and actor James Corden, on his talk show when he had it, I believe he did a prank on David Beckham because they're buddies.
Yeah.
And he made like a horrible David Beckham statue, like made it look insane. And of course, David Beckham, they revealed it, and then David Beckham, but he couldn't even hold back his, disdain for it. He was actively telling them, no, we're not. Like, he was saying, this is not happening.
They made it way bad. So
yeah,
that
it looked like real bad. Real bad. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, but then it's like it gets more attention. It's kind of like that. I forgot what sports star says it, but we talked about the other day, the retiring your jersey, right? Maybe it was
who was
Randy
that?
Moss. God, who I can't remember who said it, but they didn't want his jersey retired because he's like, you'll get more attention because if someone else is wearing your jersey number, because the broadcasters will mention it forever now.
Never thought of that. That's brilliant.
They were like, Randy Moss wouldn't have missed that catch, or oh, he caught it like Randy Moss. So then, there's been other...
EJ saying was Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin. Okay, well, Michael Irvin, yeah.
Who was bananas on the sidelines.
So Michael Irvin didn't want his jersey retired because he's like, you'll get more attention if someone's wearing it.
Yeah.
And so another NFL player recently unretired his jersey so someone could wear it. And I think a lot of people are realizing, if it's up in the rafters and it's not on the field, it's like people look at it for 1 second and then that's it. And then no one will ever mention it again.
Interesting. Why would you want to be in the rafters? Be on the field.
Yeah. So,
George Mira Sr.
Yeah.
Is who EJ is saying that is. Thank you, EJ, for your help in the chat room.
And so, just like the statues, or like you want the, maybe the statue you do want it to look a little bit controversial, so that people they talk about it in the media.
I thought the Brady one looked great. It kind of had your hair, and you got good hair, and he has it looks good. And or does he have his helmet on? I can't remember.
I never saw it.
Here's the one thing I do know is that they made it huge. I think it's way bigger.
Yeah.
And I think they got it right on that. If you're going to do a statue, I don't think it should be the size of the person. It should have some weight, some heft to it.
Yeah. It needs to be 3 times scale.
It should be there should be is there a best practice on that? I like that. 3 times. At least 3 times the size.
Yeah. And usually statues are bigger than, that.
Oh, we got a bad one here in Orlando, and I know everybody likes it, but we got a baby Statue of Liberty down in Ivanhoe. So we got a little Statue of Liberty.
No, yeah.
It's little bitty. I'm like,
Statues
Don't do it for you?
Don't do anything for me.
You sound like our governor. He's like, paint over him.
I didn't want to keep it. I don't know.
No,
I forgot what the statue.
Yeah.
But
just keep the ones that you know the ones.
I never look at a statue with any sort of feeling at all. I'm just like, all right, it's a zero to me.
You know, like maybe this is just a weird thing to say. I like naked statues. I enjoy. I like a naked statue. I enjoy them.
I don't even I can't even comprehend how
like
hard it is.
I like a faceless naked statue.
Like I've seen the statue of David in wherever the hell,
Tiny Pecker,
Paris, France. And I looked at it, and it's so famous, and everybody like. And I'm like, man, so whenever this was like chiseled, was a long time ago. I guess that's pretty impressive. But I don't even understand how complicated it is to chisel a statue. I kind of get it, but I don't
think we could do that.
It does, like
I think you're sanding in there too. I don't think it's just chiseling.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
How precise can your chiseling be to get that precise? I mean, you are chisel crazy with that. Also, can I point out one thing I don't like about the statue of David? They made his pubes look like it's underwater. Like it's flowing, like an anemone.
Yeah.
I don't like that. If you're gonna chisel each hair individually, I don't want it to look like
the breeze is blowing.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like a muff. I don't like that. I don't chisel that thing off. We can make some alterations, right? It's 2025. We gotta take a break.
All right, we'll be right back.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey,
good to see
what's going
you,
on?
man.
Yeah, good to see you too. Thanks for having me in.
What's going on, dude? Your hair is long.
I was gonna say I didn't even recognize you when you came in, and I was like, I don't think I've seen you in a minute. Yeah, but it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm growing on my mop
Melissa's
out.
good at what she does.
All right.
Oh my God, what do we got here? Hold on.
I have Tom's worst thing, something to read, paper.
No, he likes that. He's good
okay.
at it, actually. He's been working on it.
I'll send you the PDFs afterwards.
Yesterday, we made the choice of doing commercials live on Twitch, and it was hard. It's hard. They got in our brains, or my brain.
How's everything been? Good?
Good, man. Real good. I mean, just trying to do shows that are funny and trying to make clients happy and.
We're excited to do the Bad at Business.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's gonna be wild.
Yeah, we're gonna give away plants at that.
I'm actually thinking about doing a batch of peanuts just to give away too, just to make it something to do. I gotta wait. I think I gotta wait to do it. I've been thinking about it.
I also was on Twitch on the drive here and realized I had subbed for 87 months. It told me.
Whoa! Hey,
So-
thank you,
Oh,
man. That means a lot to
87
us.
months.
And your if there was such a thing as Gold Star BDMs,
Oh, you are Gold
I would
Star.
be Gold Star.
No, okay, been 10 years.
2014, February 2014,
Okay, all right, okay, that's awesome.
over 11.
That is awesome.
Was that Thursday too? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm just
that-
saving this.
That was Thursday 1.
Thursday what? Gotcha.
God,
When is this airing?
This is gonna air Monday.
Okay,
It was,
cool. And you can say ass, but
Yeah.
not bitch.
You can
Is
you
say
can say bitch.
Okay,
You can
okay.
say ass.
you can say
Cool.
cunt. I don't care.
You can say the N
Don't
word.
say cunt. Yeah. Well, you can say
The N word
you
is not an FCC violation.
You
can
can-
believe
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
You can only
You can't say
the-
shit, but you can say the N word.
You can say the N word, but you have to put cunt in front of it.
That was my favorite SBK song, and
I have a copy of that.
thing he did was
You could say the N word on the radio.
yeah,
Great
which
song.
is super funny because he is making fun of the fact and that you could say the N word on the radio, and everybody's like, yeah, the business office is like, he's right, and it's like he's.
You can.
He's
It doesn't mean you
chastising
should.
the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally saying, "What the fuck is this? Why is this a
No one ever
rule?"
got that. No one ever got
I know.
that.
They're just like, they're like, yeah.
In fact, I think there was a time when he's singing that while people were waving Confederate flags at an event. Well, good to see you, dude.
Yeah.
You need a drink or anything? Okay,
I got a
you
little
some
water.
Awesome. All right, and you can hear okay?
Yep.
Great. Shred Bear just keeps typing cock ring in there. That makes me laugh because I laughed about that all day yesterday. Because then you brought up an excellent point. No one has ever called it a penis ring. Because I was like, well, that's what he should have called it. But no one calls it that. So it's apparently just never been advertised ever in media because you can't say it.
Oh, that's
on the radio. He didn't even know he was on the radio.
No.
Yeah.
All right, T.
Put that in the folder of things you have to cut out that are really weird.
Whoa, we have so
I
many.
wanted to leave it. I was like, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Nobody listens.
Well, it's not even no one listen. It's just the FCC.
People do listen, but they listen in podcast format, so why would it matter, right?
Yeah.
It's
Just mark it explicit.
Yeah, and the
fine.
FCC is not actively endorsing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know what they're doing. I'll say that. All right, T, would you like to? Is this a Monday?
If the
3?
FCC gets involved with the podcast industry, I'll quit. Right now, I'll be like, fuck this.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't with the amount of money that was in it years ago.
No.
Not as much now, but I'm surprised they
No,
didn't.
the
they only-
people wouldn't allow it. It's
They only have power for what's broadcasted. Like that. It's literally down to you have a license. They can't take away the internet from you. Know what I mean? Like they can't take away the internet from you. So.
And they
never say no. Coming for it.
the government wants money. There's no and then.
But they did put in all the communication taxes, like when you do a Twitch subscription or any of those things, where they put that little communication tax. Any subscription sometimes has to do that, depending on the state. I don't think it's in Florida, but some states
we don't deal with
communications tax. That is basically like a weird way to tax the internet and internet subscriptions. That's why Netflix, I think that's part of like the fee you pay.
I'm not even talking about censorship. I'm surprised they haven't come to us for money.
Yeah.
Because the industry is so big. I'm surprised there isn't some sort of why don't we have a license?
Yeah.
I used to have to pay the government to have a radio
No,
license.
fuck that. Yeah. I'll never pay the government for.
I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying
I'll
I'm
never-
surprised
yeah,
they
yeah.
haven't.
If the government's like, you need a license to podcast, they go, fuck you.
But there are also, I mean, how many laws?
Bar the doors.
How many laws are we
I'll bring
enforcing
my
that are
gun.
from, the rand of 50 still that we're enforcing? Government doesn't move very quickly. So
Yeah.
another 20 years, maybe they'll figure out the podcast exists.
You said Monday 3, correct?
This is Monday 3.
Monday 3.
Yeah.
All righty. Would you like to bring us back? Here we
Yep.
go. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Our friend Shane from Gabriella
Hey,
Plants
hey.
is here. How you doing, dude?
Hey guys, happy to be here.
Very good to see you, man. I'm so hope I didn't scare the plants with
No,
my
no.
side
No,
note.
you can never scare them.
Yeah. What do you think about people that dance for their plants, Tom?
No, yeah.
You saw there was a
Stupid.
BDM that posted a video of a young black couple that they do like funky dancing for their plants in order to cheer them up and make them grow better.
So, I've had this argument with Crystal, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay, here
not
we go.
not to go right in hot.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even introduce you, did we?
No, he did.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. All right.
Because Shane gave me a plant.
Yeah.
All the plants that Shane gave me throughout the years are in my dining room in this stand that I built. That's right underneath. I got a.
Is that where you have all your African art, right?
Yeah,
It looks like
yeah.
OJ's house after the murders in there. Remember after the murders when he went full African? Tom's house looks like an after the murders
I
OJ
tell Chris-
Simpson's mansion.
I see guests staring at it,
Yeah.
like wondering, like, what is this?
Because your sons are powders. Remember the movie Powder?
And they're like,
they were
this
like,
is odd.
his sons look like little Swedish boat captains.
Anyway, so I've got all my indoor plants in this one area.
In a perfect stand, the Gold Star Hall of Fame.
And then one of them that Shane gave me, it's is some type of philodendron that climbs, and then the leaves will get like 6 feet long.
Whoa.
Because some of the like apothos and like I know Shane brought some other plants. Like when you plant them outside in the wild, they get gigantic, like Amazon-sized leaves,
Just like a koi fish.
Yeah. It's just like they just keep growing.
Yeah.
And so I was growing this inside my house, and then it started to get sad, and some of the leaves turned yellow, and then I was like, God, I started moving it around, getting more sun. And Crystal tells me like maybe when we went to Sweden and we were gone for 10 days that it got sad because there was no human interaction around. And then I'm like,
is that when you put your fist through the drywall and then your family's scared of you?
And I'm like, nah, that's not.
Why do you have to say that then? Why can't you just let her say that? I guess that's what I would say.
Because I don't want her to be ignorant. I don't want her to tell other people this so people think she's ignorant.
But you do understand that what you're doing is more me than it is you. You are the king of holding your tongue. You're non-reactionary. Dan Dennis would say, no, not that. You're an idiot. Instead of, why not just let the thought pass freely through you?
I can't. Because she says it and nonchalantly, like maybe that is a cause, and then I want to let her know that is not a cause.
But wait a second. Your complaint is always that she criticizes your time spent with plants. You should have been like, yes, actually, they need 2 hours of time with humans per day. That's why I'm in the backyard so much. You should leave me alone.
Oh, this guguy's a genius. You got a super villain over here. This guy's a super villain approach to plants. You really did. He just blew your mind.
I can't let it happen.
That's what a real plant man does.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're around plants so much that you got more sinister on plants than Tom could.
I have a greenhouse 3 times the square footage of my house in my backyard.
Yeah,
so.
well, I know that.
That's a real plant man.
Well, yeah,
and
but
you don't get any guff for going back there and dancing with your plants.
It's
right?
work though. See, I get to call it work.
But that's your job. See, you know, like,
this is our plants.
Yeah, when I'm outside, there's no way to justify the time I'm spending out there.
Well, you have the backyard brothers plants.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did sell that one plant that
See?
everybody made fun of
Business.
me this morning. I got it. Is this still available? All the listeners were trolling me. I was mad. I did all texting someone. I was like, F you.
Pictures in there. Yeah.
I was F you to half of them, and then they're like, "Will you take $30?" I'm like, sold.
Well, you got it. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So back to the emotional plants. So then Crystal says it's been scientifically proven that talking to your plants or playing music for your plants will actually help them grow because they have done studies and then had a control set and then plants with music. And I've seen it before online.
Right.
And then it is proven for what, and this is extra weird to me. I'm like, no way this is true.
Is this where
this can't be true?
Is this where like she comes at you with science, which is your love language, but then you come back with her with like one of those, well, it is true, but the results are so small that you would need to you would need to have a truckload of dancing and eat it every day. You have the plant. You'd have to have 1 million people dancing for. Okay.
Yes, and you can never win the Powerball. All right, go ahead.
I want the opposite.
I'm so glad you snuck
You
that
wasted
in.
all your money, people. You wasted all money. Nobody will ever win. If you win, I'll let you kill me. I swear to God. It's impossible. Anyway, so.
I want the opposite study of is yelling at your plants in anger slow them down. Like, do they refuse later if you're just yelling at them?
I've done that study. It does not. The only thing they care about is food and light and water.
Correct.
And then the more fertilizer you give them, the better they are. And don't get high and water them 10 times a day.
Because that's bad.
Because you forgot.
Get some funguses.
You're like, did I already water this? And then you keep sticking your finger in the soil. And then I get a dirty fingertip, and then I'm like, anyway.
What do you eat it? Wait, is that what you made the motion like?
Wipe it on my pants, but then I get
then you go right to Red Lobster.
I get little smudgy pants every time.
That's what they call you.
There's got to be a better way. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, God, I can't see with my eyes if it's too dry or wet. Anyway. So Shane,
do you have smudgy pants?
Well, I was gonna say these
All
are
black.
not minted from the greenhouse today, but the algae grows so well in the greenhouse that you get this really nice at the bench level where the plants are at. You get a nice algae coating on your shorts every day.
Ding dong algae.
How do you keep the funguses off your plants? Because I got a fungus
Let's
problem.
talk about it.
There are fungicides.
Yeah, but then I'm spraying it. Then I have to buy
Correct.
more. Okay.
Correct.
Tom's been covered in fungicide for years. He has never had
The
fun.
other thing you can do is simply increase airflow, because funguses are mainly going to thrive in warm, wet environments, which unfortunately is just called outside in Florida in July.
Yeah,
so the more you can keep when you water, don't water really late at night. Don't water really early in the morning. Water as early in the evening as you can when it's still kind of really crispy at like 4, giving them the maximum opportunity to dry out fully before the sun goes down, because you don't want that water to just sit on the leaves all overnight. That's a great way to introduce fungus. Most fungus is airborne.
How late are you watering?
Okay. Well,
You're watering late, aren't you? Because you got like a couple things in front of plants would be fitness, and then probably pube care.
The problem is that I'm no set schedule.
I
need to have Alexa remind me, and
There
then
you go.
I've been reminding myself, like, set a reminder, and then and just do it. But
or a fan. Just get the leaves dry, and that'll help out a lot. And then, of course, if it's actually developing and getting into the stem of the plant or anything, that's when you need to use, a fungicide of some kind.
It turns out like Crystal was for a while, because we got a tower garden and stuff. She's like, we should grow our own vegetables so we don't have all the insecticides on them. And I'm like, I'll spray insecticide. I'm like,
How do you think they grow?
Yeah, like, I literally have to, because if I didn't, the insects would eat it all. Like
'Cause
100%.
it's delicious without
yeah.
insecticide.
I'm like, I'm spraying more insecticides on them than probably Monsanto or whatever the hell.
Well, you're farm to table insecticide.
Because I'm like, I don't know, they have it down to a science and using the least amount possible because it's expensive.
And you're double dosing it to make sure you get rid of the white flies.
Yeah, because you cannot not use insecticides. It has to be used because it's impossible not to. Like, you have to spray them with some sort of fungicide, insecticide, all this stuff that people are like villainized over the years. Are like, oh, this stuff is giving you cancer, and it's like, well, do you like food? This is the only way you're gonna eat.
Food gives you cancer. Sorry.
Yeah, there are some organics, but yeah, it's really hard, especially in Florida. We just everything. I mean, how quickly mosquito population? You have no mosquitoes in February, and then like instantly there's a million mosquitoes. That's the same for spider mites and for every other insect that wants to eat vegetables or houseplants. We go 0 to 60 real hard.
What's the number one villain pest in Florida for houseplants?
Houseplants, probably spider mites and/or thrips would be the two that are the harder to kill, and mainly that is because they have such a short life cycle that you really have to apply pesticides like twice within like a 3-day window.
What is a thrip?
A thrip is a small insect. They make little puncture holes. There's a bunch of different ones. Actually, down where you're from, Tom, in Miami, they've been battling a brand new pepper thrip that came over on some vegetables or something.
Spicy pepper
from
thrip.
somewhere. And currently, I guess whatever insecticide they're trying to use down there is not killing it. So they're having like a really hard problem right now and having to throw away massive crops. And the USDA, if they find it in your food or your crops, they will shut down your farm for like 3 months, make you kill most of everything that was infected and start all over again. So, I mean, biggest thing is prevention, and then obviously, we use pesticides when we have to. But
it's pretty crazy because there's a some sort of disease that has been getting queen palms in Florida, and if you notice, if you ever drive around and you notice the difference or know the difference between palms, like queen palm is super popular, and you'll see a lot of them that are dying or have died, and you only see the trunk of it left, and the trunk it'll get all flaccid and fall over.
I have seen that.
And then it's like this disease that
it's called the end of the life cycle, Andre the Giant.
There's no way to treat it. So like once it gets it, it's done. Like it 100% die, and that's always weird to me. It's like, man, we don't have the science to like give it some sort of treatment. Like, nope, dead.
Yeah,
and
the same with the orange trees and all the citrus screening. That was a huge problem. And I mean, we've known about it for 20 plus years now, citrus greening being a thing and slowly impacting the citrus trees. And we've done everything from try to create basically new GMO orange trees to the University of Florida came out with like a shot you can give the young orange tree in its trunk that's supposed to help. And both of those are still like, the jury is out. We still don't even know how to fix it.
You're right. With the science, you would think we'd be able to do something for those palms, but we're not. I mean, hell, we can put Jake the Snake Roberts on, DDP yoga, and look at him. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
He's got a new lease on life.
But and then it just becomes economic thing with the Florida and citrus industry because of that disease. They've projected that like Florida will one day no longer produce oranges.
We're 92% less.
Yeah.
We produce 92% less oranges than we did in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Which is essentially all of it.
Pretty much.
And
now it's consolidated like many businesses. I mean, you get the consolidation effect too, because if the family farms are struggling, the only people who have money to plant new orchards, like plant new trees, is going to be the big boys. The small independent ones are definitely the ones
most
that suffer.
orange juice comes from California?
California. They also grow some in like Georgia. There's a couple of states that
and
you
like
can grow 'em in.
Mexico. There's like all the and then
Mexican orange juice.
and then they're like, we'll just import more because that's cheaper than replanting a whole entire crop. Plus, you have to wait till it grows,
Right.
and that's the thing.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
And the impact on the on the soil and everything of even running crops.
It can take 5 to 10 years for a tree to even mature enough to start.
That's why those
fruiting.
new GMO ones they were planted like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
But they're not going to produce fruit for another 5 years or whatever. So the jury's still out on whether or not they're even going to work.
Yeah. And by that time,
What a gamble, right?
Right.
We'll have more fuel efficient engines that can ship more. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
we have cars that can drive us around.
Yeah.
But we can't figure out how to keep a palm or alive. But you were speaking of science in plants. And that was something that I wanted to talk to you. I sent you an email about this because it's still one of my favorite. Like, you guys loved the ant plant the last time I was in.
Yeah, man.
Just I like the weird stuff, right?
That ant plant you brought in was like still mind blowing. I had to look it up and show Maisie about it. By the way, very proud to report all plants that you have given me and Tom, I think, are all running.
Fantastic.
They all look very, very good.
There
Thank
we
you
go.
again. And for all
I killed the ant plant.
But hey, if you need plants, Gabriella, you get your plants.
And it was my prize plant that I was showing everybody and telling them the ant plant.
What'd you drop it?
No, you
You probably overwatered it.
It overwatered it.
Because you loved it too much.
And
you loved it too much, you killed it.
And God,
we'll get you another one, buddy.
No, I don't. I don't deserve it. I killed it, and I'll never have it again. That's what I tell myself.
I'll
I'm
deprive
like, you
myself.
POS, you're not good at this. Anyway, so let's talk about it.
Yeah. So on the topic of science with plants, this is really kind of crazy and one of my favorite plant stories. So we all know, as Tom likes to call it, the basic bitch of houseplants, which is golden pothos.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So-
pothos. He hates a pothos.
Yeah.
So this is
when I saw you bringing in.
so
he's
this
mad.
is Marble Queen pothos, right? So same family, still an Epiprenum aurorum.
Yeah.
Same family, just a cultivar that has like a white and green rather than a green on green variegation.
My godmother had this particular plant everywhere.
No, yeah.
Everywhere.
You put it above your TV cabinet.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, in your kitchen, over your cabinet.
Yeah, because it can survive with low light, and that one may not be, because anytime that's variegated like that, the lighter parts can't make food as much as the darker green parts.
Because of the chlorophyll.
Phil. Yep.
Yeah,
You lack chlorophyll.
I
and
was going to say chloroform. Sorry.
That's why
Made the mistake before.
all these variegated plants that have the white woven into the leaves or something, like they essentially are hindered by this, by the
lack of green pigment.
Yeah, and because it's harder for them to thrive.
I'm learning something.
So, but they're more rare, and people like them. They're like,
What about red versus like a white? Because you've given me a handful of pink or red plants, and those seem to be me and Maisie and Andrea's favorites because they just look so cool in the house. Like
It depends on the type of plant. Philodendrons, your pothos, your aeroids, any part of the variegation, even like a lighter green on a dark green, the lighter green just has less chlorophyll. So it has some, but not all the way.
That's really
White
interesting.
typically has none. Pink can have a very small amount. So that's why a healthy variegated plant has a good mix of both, basically.
And that pothos, if I plant it outside, it'll grow gigantic those
Leaves.
like
Yeah,
white
yeah.
and variegated leaves, right?
Correct, unless most of the time you're going to put that up a tree, and then there's not going to be a lot of light as there would be sitting in a windowsill. So they will sometimes revert back to being mostly solid green. In fact, even the golden pothos in Miami, sometimes you see it with the green on green variegation, sometimes it's all green, and that's just the amount of light it's getting on the surface it's crawling up. But I have something for you on crawling up and how big they get for a little bit later. But the crazy thing that I want to tell you about with the science of this, so this is regular marble queen.
Yeah.
In 1958, I brought some paperwork here. 1958, there was a journal in a scientific literature, horticulture society, entitled "The Use of Cobalt-60 Gamma Radiation in Ornamental Horticulture." I said that wrong.
Yeah, you got there. You got there.
But,
You're good.
Like in the Incredible Hulk,
Yes.
gamma radiation.
So for the viewers on Twitch, you can see the little thing. Basically, in 1958, the University of Florida built a pit, a big old pit made out of concrete and earth, so that they could suspend a cobalt-60 nuclear, basically, material down into something and then place plants at a varying distances of feet from this.
They're just doing a science, it's an experiment.
Commit those plants to having to go through gamma radiation and see what happened.
Okay.
And then from that, this actually came out and they're still doing this to this day. Main thing is when you subject things to radiation, it's going to change the chromosomal structure. It's going to change the DNA of the plant. So they've done this, not necessarily University of Florida, but they've done it for corn to make corn stalks have more than the two and be more production with more corn on each stalk. They've done it with other plants to change color, to make a rose have more blooms than less blooms. They've put all kinds of plants into this type of program, and the University of Florida isn't the only one. But that marble queen is one that was put into that radiation environment. And then a couple years later, they produced what is now pearls and jade. So
really?
That's beautiful.
That's a result of
this is that plant
irradiating plants. And
they nuked it. They nuked a marble queen, and they got this.
Interesting.
You're freaking out the chat room. Everybody wants an Incredible Hulk plant or a radiation plant. Everybody.
They
wants
are available on the website, Pearls and Jade, on GabrielaPlants.com.
Wow.
Use code Tom and Dan for 15%.
Pearls and Jade.
So when they say that you're genetically modified,
yeah, hold that up, T, so we can get a good shot of it.
And this was actually patented, and the only reason we
It's
know...
beautiful.
Well, what's the difference between other variegated plants and irradiated? Is the same
Well,
thing genetically modified?
It's not genetically modified, but it is a chromosomal difference, a mutation. The problem is natural mutations happen very sparingly. So some of the plants...
Rarely.
Rarely. And if they do happen, if it happened on just one that you bought and took home... What's the likelihood of you taking it to a producer and being like, this is really cool, this is a mutation?
Yeah, it's kind of like when your dad got one time and then made a crop of them, and now you sell that, and that's one of yours. It's like humans with blue eyes. Like every human with blue eyes came from one human that
same
gene. Yeah, that had
so,
blue
and then
eyes.
Once they got that plant, because they actually basically came out with 800 different outcomes from that plant, from Marble Queen, and only one looked like that. They took that to a producer in Apopka, Florida. They started to make sure that it was going to stay that same smaller leaf, kind of wrinkly, has a little bit more
tight.
white.
It's got like a tighter,
shorter inner nodes, all that kind of stuff. And then they filed for the patent and were issued a patent. And that's the only reason we know it was from gamma radiation is because in the background of the plant, it reads that UFM was exposed, was a Marble Queen exposed to gamma ray radiation from a cobalt-60 source at the Florida Accelerator Services and Technology Division for the plant industry in Gainesville, Florida.
That's so cool, dude.
So I wonder if the plant is exposed to radiation, it starts changing the leaf color, and then it went from green to this variegated leaf. Over the exposure of the radiation, and then it just stuck. That's changed forever. So each new leaf is going to be like this. Then you just propagate it, and then from that plant, you that's another thing. Let's talk about because I this misconception happens to me a lot. Even with people that know plants, where they'll get a seed and grow a fruiting tree of some sort. And then be like, I'm growing this avocado or mango from this seed from a friend's plant that I really like. And I'm like, well, that tree's not going to be the same mango as you need to propagate from the branch.
You've always said it won't fruit, or you're just going to grow like a plant.
Or there's a very small percentage chance that it is the similar fruit of that plant, because the seeds are all genetically different, because just like human beings, genetic diversity is the best way for a species to thrive.
Yep.
And so that's why we get away from our families. Back in the day when you get away from your family to start reproducing, because you don't want to mix genetics with your own family.
And the default genetics that you would want to pass down as a parent plant, producing fruit, producing seed, is going to be one that produces the most vigorous growth, the most vigorous leaves, whatever.
Right.
You're not necessarily focused on is the orange going to be sweet or is it going to be more tart? You're like, I'm just going to produce the best, DNA I can to make it the strongest plant I can.
They do this in the marijuana industry. Once they have a strand, that mother plant, they just propagate that mother plant 1,000,000 times, so you get the same exact strand.
Yes.
And you can't
because it has the properties they want.
You can't just get the seeds from that plant. That will do nothing for you. You have to cut a branch off, root it, and then create a new tree, and then it'll have, the same.
And oranges are all from grafting. So they start one from seed. They know that, like you said, most likely 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be a very edible fruit. Then they'll chop the top off, take a lower branch of an existing one, put it on top, and then graft it onto it to actually make it that tree.
I've not successfully grafted anything. Like I've got a avocado tree growing in my backyard that I had in a pot, and my roots must have gone through because it's 20 feet tall at this point, and but I know is from a seed, so I'm like, this thing is not going to fruit, or the fruit's going to be bad. But my buddy Fernando's got a really delicious avocado, and I'm going to attempt to graft his tree onto mine so that it produces that same avocado.
That would be awesome.
They do with a cocktail trees. Well, they'll take a lemon or a lime tree and then graft a lime branch, a lemon branch, and then they'll
grapefruit
any
or whatever,
other citrus onto one tree, and then one tree will produce 3 different fruit. And people are like, "Well, how the hell did you do this?" And it's like, "Oh, it's all grafting." And but it's harder to do. I've never successfully done it.
Chat room is asking a couple questions for you, and this is a story I actually saw this morning on local news. It's all over the place, but they're talking about these scientists have now created these rechargeable multicolored glow-in-the-dark succulents by using sort of the same material that are, just regular glow-in-the-dark posters that we've had since,
Is it painted on?
No, this is injected. This is an injection, and they'll emit like a greenish glow. And then somebody else in the chat room was asking about, I want to make sure I say this particular plant correctly, but he said, what do you know about the firefly petunia, which glows in the dark?
Yeah, that was cool. We've talked about it once before.
The glow-in-the-dark craze.
Seems to be very popular again.
They're all garbage.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's get them.
Yeah, that was a specific bred one. There's not a whole lot of details. Actually, I wanted to look up the firefly patent because it is patented, but because it was patented in I think it's Denmark or somewhere over in Europe, I couldn't find the patent. Like the pearls and jade, what I referenced earlier, you can just Google pearls and jade patent, and since it's from the United States, you can find it on patent.us.gov whatever website. But we don't really know very much. We do assume that it was bred in some way, especially because it's impacting the foliage and the flowers. So it's got to be somewhere deeper in the DNA than just injecting it. Obviously,
right.
It is a chromosomal change of some kind. I sure wish we had CRISPR of plants. I mean, that's what they're working on. It's just very rare to come to houseplants. We've had stuff like CRISPR to make, chemotherapies and stuff that are specific to your DNA. But obviously the price tag of doing that, no one's actually going out there and wasting that machine and that, scientific time to work on a houseplant yet. But I think as the technology gets cheaper, it'll be not only easier to create things like that, or if you want one that's shorter or longer, you could probably flip a lot of different DNA switches in those things with a technology like CRISPR. But the big thing, once we get there, we can actually start looking at the ones like Firefly, how they were actually done, because you can kind of reverse engineer a lot of it once you can do the DNA analysis.
That's crazy.
So, you got any other plants? I see another one over there.
I got one more that I wanted to share with you, and then I brought one as a personal gift because I know otherwise I don't get invited back by Tom.
Yeah, that is the
bribery works.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put the camera on Tom. Bribery does work. If you have any gifts, or if you want to be a guest on the show, just bring us a gift that's worth some money. We'll put you on the show.
Here in the United States, we do not implement bribery enough, and our society is flawed because of that.
In Tom and Dan's studio, it's Mexico in here. We're bribery crazy. We'll do anything.
Bribe your teachers, bribe everybody around you. Your life will be better. You're wasting money on other stuff that doesn't matter. Bribery will actually move the needle. Bribe your garbage men.
Yeah. Bribe your drug dealer for needles.
The other day, let me tell you how good of a neighbor I am. So my neighbor's big limb fell down.
Oh, I thought his
in a
name
storm.
was Big Louie. I was like, that's a new guy.
And then it fell down, and then Crystal's like, hey, why don't you help him cut this up, and because
Why don't you go out there and make a friend?
And I'm like, I need to see him and ask him, because sometimes you go and do that stuff, like a real Florida man will get insulted that you did. You're like, oh,
He was going to make a new mantle out of it.
I'll cut my own wood, boy. You get off my property.
Yeah, if anybody tried to help me, even when I'm like 90 years old, if any of my neighbors tried to help me because they think I'm old and feeble, that I can't do it myself, I'll be mad.
Yeah, you'd rather die. Let me die. Let me die.
So anyway, I did ask him, and he said, oh, yeah. So I cut it up, and I put it by, for the garbage men to take. And then a neighbor came walking his dog and then saw these logs, and he's like, oh, they won't take that. Those logs are too big.
Mind your business, old man. That's what I say. Mind your business. Get off my yard.
And then I'm like, oh, they'll take it. And then he starts telling me about bribery. He's like, that's why I tip my garbage men, because they take everything. I'm like, I do that too.
But you don't do that.
No, I do that. I did it last time. I missed a couple years.
You have never given them Christmas gifts, I thought.
No. I the last year I stood out and waited for them. I gave them each 20s, and then I gave them another
20s?
20.
What are you, some old grandpa? Give them a cup of candy? You got to give them beer, money.
No,
give
they
them
don't want
snacks.
Beer.
They do want beer.
No, that's old.
No,
They
they
want money.
beer and money.
They don't want snacks. They would just want cash.
No, we give them everything.
Cash.
Gatorade.
And then they don't want Gatorade. They want cash. Anyway, they took the logs. I was right. And the bribery works. They'll take anything. Anyway.
Except for motorcycle batteries. Because I've bribed them and they will not take this. I think that's the truck, though. The truck beeps.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a battery in here. They're like, nothing we can do.
So what do we got here?
Okay, so this is one other one. I just, we like weird plants, especially at Gabriella Plants. This is a Hoya spartioides, is the name of it.
Hoy, get a hoy, sportioidy. Right? Is that what it is? A hoity, sportioidy?
You could say that.
Is it a hoity, sportioidy?
Yep, you got it. But yes, this is a very weird Hoya. I'll give it to Tom.
Oh, yay!
This is because it's very weird, because all plants have 4 major parts. You have root, you have stem, you have leaf, and you have eventually a peduncle or a flower stalk going to a flower.
Peduncle?
This, which is just the stalk going to a flower. It's just the part of the stem between the stem and the flower. This Hoya specifically has no leaves. Everything you are seeing are just extremely long peduncles.
I'm all stem, no leaves. That's what my wife calls me. I got tiny balls.
So it's got roots, it's got a stem in the bottom middle, and then all it does is produce peduncles. There are no leaves, so those long sticks are actually just the stalk to the very tip, which is a flower. They only open at night.
Okay, you put the tip right on the camera. Like, hey,
look at this peduncle.
I don't know if I can put that on Twitch. Look at that. This guy's
and those flowers will open at night. They'll smell a little bit sweet. And that's the entire life of the plant. And unlike a lot of other Hoyas and plants in general, where the flower is like just part of the reproduction cycle, you get your annuals that bloom in the spring or that kind of deal. Those flowers will continue to live on the ends of the peduncles, continuing to open and close every night. And it's a leafless Hoya.
And it'll just do that forever.
Yeah.
And if you take care of it.
And it will keep growing more of them.
How hardy is this peduncle plant?
It's fairly hardy.
Say it one more time. Hoya.
Yeah.
Hoya spartioides.
Yeah,
Hoya spartioides.
There's a bunch of Hoyas out there. I've got some that ran like they're bigger, thick leaves.
This
is
isn't
totally
about your Hoya.
Yeah.
This is about Shane's Hoyas.
Is this a plant where I'm gonna have to leave with water on the? Is it like?
No. If anything, it likes getting dry in between.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because any of the carnivorous plants that you give me, Shane,
Yep.
I cannot keep them alive, and I did the trick.
You're a vegetarian household. It doesn't surprise
They don't
me.
even need flies. You just feed them food. They're fine. That's But
carnivores
Tom told
are a
me
lot
to start.
harder.
He told me with my plants, he's like, just overfeed them the nutrients. He's like, buy the biggest jug of nutrients you can find and just start sloshing it on all your plants. And he's like,
food.
And he's like, they'll live forever.
Yeah. But you can't. You can overwater them, and that's the damn problem.
Yeah.
You can give them as much food as you want because they just won't eat it. But the overwatering is a problem. Now with this one, how big will it get? Will it get,
I almost made a mistake. They're not leaves, they're peduncles. The peduncles will get longer, and the stem in the center will continue to grow. So it will get, quote, bigger, but it's about going to be that size, just with more of it. Just imagine 2 or 3 of those stacked on top of each other. That's what its growth habit will do.
Does this grow wild anywhere? Because I'm
not sure.
Are there some plants that is similar to dogs? Like over the years, that they're now only house plants. They exist only as house plants and in the nursery business, and they do no longer grow in the wild, they never did, to begin with.
Yeah, there's a lot of pearls and jade, right? It was created, so that obviously was never there. They are native to Borneo, I think, so I would think they're native to somewhere. I don't know exactly what growing conditions they would have there, though. But Hoyas are just a really wild species. Or a genus, a whole genus. It's become the #1 search on our website this year. That's definitely
This is one of the coolest plants you've ever brought in here, because I keep just staring at it, how truly unique it is, and I can't wait to see what the flowers look like.
Yeah.
Like, because the no leaves on that, I mean, like, aesthetically, if you're designing and you're putting plants in certain areas, I can see where that would be desirable, because people buy fake, and I've done this before, and I hate doing this. You ever go to like a home decor store and you buy like a vase, and then you're like, well, I got to put something in the vase. And you got 2 choices. Everybody knows. You're either going to put glass beads in the vase, or you're going to put a bunch of multicolored swizzle dizzles that you buy in a pack of swizzle dizzles, right? And you get the pack of
the glitter swizzle dizzle.
Yeah, and you put them all in there. I would rather have something like this that's living, that I could just like...
And for Tom, it's a speaking point. Like, this plant has no leaves. You know what I mean? It's like a whole. This
one's great, and it's unique. And I think sometimes he feels singled out on this show. Like, he's like, "Why are you guys attacking me? I'm a plant with no leaves." Now he has something to identify with.
You know what? I realized the other day, because I was like, well, all kids, they are not interested in anything I have to say. Then Fernando,
Maisie loves you, dude.
And then for some kids, like especially the talkative ones, like my kids are quiet. No, they don't talk.
Maisie thinks your opinion is greater than mine. I know that for a fact.
Well, Fernando's kids, they were like talking to me, and I'm like, oh, you like talking? I'm like, let me show you my plants. And then they went around. I taught them about every different plant I have, and they were like, okay. They like
how did it feel, buddy? How did that feel?
Their parents can't take it anymore. They're like, leave me alone. I can't talk to you anymore. And then I'm like, so I started thinking, I was like, I wonder if people like want to drop their kids off to learn about plants, and I start a whole summer camp.
Van daycare.
Yeah. I just I only got a good half an hour in me.
Then I got to start drinking.
After
you
that,
kids can stay for happy hour afterwards.
Like after I go through the one rotation of plants, and then I'm
it's
like,
free swim, no lifeguard.
I'm like, get the hell away from me. No, that's all I want to talk about. That, you like sports gambling? Everything other than that.
You can either join me in the Bovada Lounge or for Stack and Sausage, or get the hell out of here.
You want to start talking to me? I'm not interested. I don't want to hear about Bluey and your other garbage. I don't want to care about your school or what the hell you like. Just
or
listen to me.
We haven't done it in a while, but we've done field trips before to the greenhouses, and that's super cool. And for one of the things I like the most about like one of the events that we do every month, which is second Saturday, where we actually open our greenhouses up for people to come and take tours of, and we have like over 300, 400 sometimes different species of plants for sale at that event. But we do like a half hour, 45-minute, depends on how many questions, like walk through the greenhouse, explain how we grow stuff, point out some really cool plants like this or the ant plant, and kind of teach people about it. But it's always kind of a weird culture shock, because in one way, the greenhouses are always work. They're hot, they're sweaty. It's not necessarily the most fun job, especially Florida summers in a greenhouse. It reached 101 degrees in there yesterday, and that's not the highest temperature it's been this summer. So
and it's been pretty nice lately, you know?
And then you have these people.
It's a super wet 101 though. Which
100% humidity. But every time you see somebody like actually geek out about a plant or ask a question or whatever, it's kind of a reminder that like what you do for a living versus like what they see when they walk in. They see a million plants in that greenhouse, and they're stunned by it. And on the other hand, I'm like, oh, that's a weed. We need to go over here and make sure this bench gets cleaned up next week.
No, you outdid yourself today, dude. I think leafless plant and nuked plant, pretty awesome. I mean, I didn't think you could outdo ant plant, and I got to tell you, you're trying. You're trying real hard.
Are there anybody around the world still experimenting with irradiating plants and seeing what comes out with them?
It's still functional. I mean, this patent, the date that it was filed was in 2008. So they're still doing science experiments with it. But the problem is, according to a interview, which I couldn't verify on the paperwork, but Pearls and Jade was 1 out of 800, and it was actually out of like multiple rounds of doing it.
Not to be that guy, but what if? I mean, imagine the plants we're not seeing.
Right.
The weapons. Right? What if there's a weapon plant? Right? That's the movie. This plant is a precursor. I think why I like it so much is because of my imagination.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
You've been on the show plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
That plant makes me think that it was 1 of 800, and then out of that 800, there's at least one of those plants that is a killing machine.
Well,
sure.
That would be awesome.
We don't know.
Like
Also, how do you dispose of that? Do you got to put it in one of those like coffin things for nuclear material afterwards? Like, how do you even get rid of it?
Flush it down the toilet.
Just put it in the trash.
Someone else's
not
problem.
a motorcycle battery.
But I see stuff of like there's still 8,000 species of plants that have never been seen and that live in the Amazon rainforest. I was like I'm like 8,000. I'm like I thought we knew about everything. Seriously, like I thought we knew.
Fly a drone over there. Take some photos.
But then it's like small differences of one plant that is like, okay, technically it's a different plant, but it's the same.
And in taxonomy, most plants are classified by their flower. So you can also have seen a plant, even written down, made a little sketch in your notebook or whatever when you were on a trip trying to find some of these undiscovered species. But you can't fully describe them and give them a name and everything until you see the flower. So you also have to be there at the right time of the year or the right day when that flower is open to even get that information. There's a lot of steps to discovering plants, but there's so many plants out there that we haven't
do like
discovered.
those plants. I like the ones that are like, you remember every, September 15th, it'll open at the stroke of midnight. You missed it.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I love those. You went to the bathroom? Oh, it closed. It closed already.
Let's talk about this because I was very excited. This plant related. I haven't talked about it yet, but my flamethrower palm grew one red frond.
There we go.
And I haven't been watching it for months, and I've been looking at it, and then I'm like, is it gonna happen? And then one morning,
why'd you doubt it? I thought you were confident.
Well, because sometimes if they get stressed or somebody, and then sometimes you'll buy a dud, and I was like, and then like it's not really a flamethrower; it's some other species that doesn't have the red. You don't know until the new frond comes out.
You just said that the flowers, right? Like you gotta let it do its thing.
And so I'm drinking my coffee, and every morning I sit at my window and I look out at all my plants and drink my coffee.
That's cool, man.
And then I'm like, oh, there we go.
I can't even make fun of that.
I
Can't make fun of that.
Smash my coffee cup in a wrap. I'm like, oh, you can't. And it came a beautiful red, and then I woke up my whole family. I made them come out.
Oh, I bet they love that. I think it's cool. Like he sent me the message. I actually commented on it. I do think it's cool. I know he doesn't believe me, but I'm just gonna keep saying it until he does believe me.
I saw my mother-in-law walking. I'm like, hey, go get in here. Go look at this. And then I was looking at it, and then I looked it up, and I was like, for 1 week only. And I'm like, oh man, I was gonna put a light on it at night or whatever.
Oh, yeah, like an American flag.
And then
you stand out there saluting it. You're out there.
And then
I'm not gonna miss a moment.
Unknown soldier too, but the unknown soldier.
Like literally a day and a half, it starts turning green again. I'm like, no,
you're supposed to give me a week.
Yeah, and then it's green already and it's gone. And now like and there's another month and a half.
Florida rule, just like a donkey, you can spray paint it red.
Okay, I thought about that.
Because it did it.
Yeah.
It still counts. It did it.
When I was in Tijuana, Mexico, they spray painted donkeys like zebras, and I 100%. And they were on every.
Take a photo with it.
I don't know if they do that. This is like in 2000.
Are you crazy? I'm doing that this year for Black College Reunion. I'm gonna do. We should do that. Everything that comes to Orlando, you and I, in a painted donkey out by the Camping World. getting people to take photos with it.
And it was just the same as a regular zebra. I saw it.
Where are those City of Orlando pigeons?
Like,
what can we do with those?
Oh, they're in our warehouse. We could get them. I know the guy.
Yeah. We should get them and put one right in front of us.
Right from the street, blocking the road. This one's struck. Tase it.
Shane, thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Again,
Great. Those are awesome, man. The nuke plant is, I think, my favorite. That's incredible.
Again, GabrielaPlants.com. They'll ship them to your house anywhere in the country.
I think we sold a nuclear plant only because she collects. She's in her chat room. She collects the glass that lights up, the uranium glass.
Yeah.
Like so.
That'd be cool.
Kind of goes hand in hand, right? If you collect like the green uranium glass, you got to get a nuke plant. I think that you got to goes hand in hand.
Just order a plant online. Makes a great gift.
And also, we'll be at the Bad at Business Beer Fest.
Yes.
We're going to be giving away plants. So come by the booth. We're going to have some overgrown stuff that we would love to share with you guys, because if we can give it out, better than throwing it away before we go into winter planting all the spring crops.
Yeah, awesome.
So it's going to be perfect for that. And come see us at Second Saturday at the greenhouses over in Oviedo, Florida. If you're local, you can find the Facebook event at GP for Gabriela Plants, gpsecondsaturday.com.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, and then we'll be giving out our gift bags at the beer fest. You can, slide your plant in there. Bring a little something to tuck it in there if you end up getting to the booth early to get a plant.
Oh, we do a festival, free beer, free plants.
Free gift bags to the first 500 people.
It's literally
there's a great band. There's a DJ.
It's all Tom ever wanted to do.
I don't know if he ever wanted to do it.
And it's still not that popular. Like it's still I still bring some sample cups home every year, and I'm like, why aren't we giving that? Like, why isn't there a never-ending line? I don't think people believe it. Anyway, all right.
They will this year.
We will see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Good job, man. Are we going to lunch? Is it lunch time?
Yes.
All right, guys. We're going to take a lunch.
You're welcome to not take what you want or take